Hey, I'm Cyclone, and I know I've been fairly silent for quite a time now, but I've been working on something and now I'm finally able to share it with you. It isn't fully done, it's going to be expected to be fully done, or working on it to be fully done with the new upcoming 3.21 league, where we don't know when it will be yet. Don't know any exact dates, any exact stuff about it, just for there we want it to be ready. And what I've been working on is a new spreadsheet, cause my old one it's okay. It is decent for what it's supposed to be, and for when I started working this and what I did with it so far, it was enough, but it has its flaws. It has a decent amount of information about the strategy, about my gains from it, about the results. It has some calculation stuff, but once like a week passes or 2 weeks passes from the strategy, or something like the magic finding variant where I hunted apothecary cards, it doesn't it isn't enough there. We need something like up-to-date data. We need something more calculations in it, more overview, more information, and then also the potential to have more data. And all that is included in the new and improved spreadsheet. Now, in the description, you will find a link to this. You can take a look at it yourself because I need your help. While I wanted to be ready for 3.21, so for like a month or 2 months now, I need your feedback now. I need your opinion about this, mostly things that can be improved. Here's something wrong, here's something missing. Uh, I will put this way, I will do it that way. You can comment on here, whatever you think could be better, so that this spreadsheet, once improved, it's perfect. Or, well, as perfect as it can be for now. I want this to be understandable, intuitive, and usable for anybody so they can choose a strategy they enjoy and they can see how good it is, or they can see how good a strategy is, and based on that choose a good strategy that they enjoy, however you want to put it. But anyway, I think just it's a really good approach, but it definitely needs a lot of tweaking, a lot of improvement, and there I need more opinions. Anybody who watches this, your opinion is gladly welcome. Discord, comment on the spreadsheet, description, comment on YouTube, it's whatever. I just need as many opinions on this as possible so that it can become the best spreadsheet that it can become. Well, anyway, the rest of this is really just me trying to give an overlook of how this works and what you can do with this. Because I am a programmer, Jay is he's working with data sheets, but more on the data side, not on the optical side. But so neither of us is really perfect in terms of looks. So again, here need the feedback to make it looking better, to make it look more proper. Anyway, so it might have all the functions, but it isn't as intuitive as it could be. So I'm just going to go over the different functions of the spreadsheet, starting with the overview. The first page is now going to be an overview page. The overview page has all the strategies that I've run listed. It has noted what level of investment they have. It has a cost per map, an expected profit per map, and a calculated return on investment per map. So for example, with the, let's take Legion and Breach, for example. We have 36C per map cost and 160C gain per map, giving us a 550% return on investment on a base level, which is pretty good. And then also has the profit per hour in Divines. Now I'm going to disable dark mode in a moment because spreadsheet coloring is based on light mode. So careful for the flashbang. As you can see here, the best return of investment and the best profit per hours is colored in a green, the middle level in yellow or yellow to green, and as it gets lower, we are going to go to red coloring. Now this is always going to be the worst strategy at the moment is going to be in red and the best is going to be in green. The numbers again aren't final. We are not actually working with live data yet and it's end of league, so the data we have is a bit scuffed. But the data is still being working on, and for the next league the data is going to be finished. This is again just for the idea, the concept, and the looks of it. So we now have a choice to select a strategy based on return of investment. You can select the best return on investment strategy or the best profit per hour, profit per hour in divine strategy, but you can also take it a step further. You can look for keywords. Every strategy is supposed to get keywords. I'm going to enable dark mode again so you can actually see my face. So the idea is that, for example, you have the keyword Legion for the Legion mechanic, you have Reach, you have Harbinger, you have Delirium, you have Divination card, you have Invitation, you have quick maps, you have long maps, you have the maps itself like Dunes, Strand, Twilight Temple, whatever. You just have different keywords, so you can select a strategy based on keywords if you can't decide, or you're just looking for strategies your bosser can run. Like it's an overall sorting, but for example, the invitations don't really need a bosser anymore or super high DPS, so the keywords are still needing improvement, but at least there's a concept of those to help you choose a strategy based on the keywords of your character and the keywords of the strategy. And once you decided, okay, I decided I'm going with, let's say, the lead and breed strategy, you can click on it. It directly links you to the sheet. And on the sheet, you can then decide further on, or well, then you can see the further details of the strategy. Now, the position of everything isn't locked in yet. Here's, for example, my version, or here's Jay's version. We're still looking what the best way to make an overview here is. But I'm going to go for the example of this video with my version of it for now. And again, you can comment your opinion, which one you like more, and we are going to stick with the one that has the better feedback. Or maybe a third one based on the feedback we are getting. So what you have here is again your passive tree, your map, your master mission, your scarabs, your sextants, and the cost you have per map on those. And it also has the notes section again, where we can note down things, which is also linked to the overview. So everything we note down here is also shown in the overview. And then we get to the interesting part. Now, I just had everything in one gain overview. Now we are going to make it split into two parts. Consistent drops, things that you can guarantee almost per every map or per map to per two maps, or has some pattern in it. And then we have the inconsistent drops, like Divine Orbs or improved drops, for example, the Blessing of Chayulas or the Chayula improved Breach Stones for the Breach strategy. So those are going to be inconsistent. You can now have a look at the consistent drops, which is basically the minimum amount of profit you're going to make with this. Then you have the consistent and inconsistent, which is kind of the expected profit you're going to make with this. And then you have my results, which also includes my total profit. So for example, the scarabs and the notable drops, which can make the strategy more profitable or less profitable based on the luck you get with the runs, but also there it averages out with bigger run amounts. So you have those results to also have a look at, okay, this is what I'm actually expecting to roughly get with the strategy. You have the expected, you have the minimum, and then you have the average return on this. So overall, I think this makes it a really nice package with, okay, this is the results, this can happen, this can't happen, this is how often I got Chaos Orbs, this is how often I got Divines, is there an average viewable? And then on top of it, there's also an overview about the averages, about the value, about the total value that I got dropped that makes the consistent per return or the total return. So you have the overview. And now the final piece, which I'm actually the most interested in, because this is what makes the was going to make the spreadsheet super awesome. You can now add your data to the spreadsheet, not directly, but indirectly. So for example, you can take, I'm going to run, say you're going also run 48 maps, 100 maps, 200 maps, or just 10 maps. However many maps you want to run, just run the maps, and everything you get, you dump into a quad tab or several tabs. Then you're going to take Excellence next. You're going to make a snapshot of the dump tab once you're done. And then you can click on Export Data. And the exported data you can send me. I'm going to make a tab on the Discord where you can then make name the strat you've run, for example, Legion and Breach, the amount of maps you run, let's say 48, and then you can just upload your spreadsheet data. And I'm going to take it, or Jay is going to take it, and we're going to extract all the data from it. We're going to take out the ones that are important for us. For example, in this case, Chaos, Stack Decks, Dunes, Emblems, Breach Stones, Divine Orbs, Jayulas, Blessings, or Improved Jayula Stones. And we're going to add them in here as well, so that the average is now based on my average plus your average. And then we have, or well, the total is based on those, and the average is based on the amount of maps we've run. So the average, the more data we're going to get, the more data we're going to collect together, the more accurate the consistent plus inconsistent profit is going to be. So eventually, when we have a lot of people running this and a lot of data, we now have a very accurate expectation of how much we can make with a strategy. It's no longer based on my results, but everybody can add their results and make it even better, even accurate, more accurate. And I'm really looking forward to that. So eventually, I want to have run a base base sample of every strategy there is at the moment. It's going to take me a few leagues, as I'm still working and still doing this as a hobby. But once I've run a strategy, you can then take the same strategy, you can add your data to it, and eventually we're going to have a spreadsheet where somebody can just go to the overview, decide, I like the strategy, the profit per hour in Divines looks good, let's take it, let's run it, and it's going to be very accurate that he's going to get this expected amount of profit. Alright, but that's basically everything I have to see. I already see I'm very bright in the video. I apologize for that, but it's going to be as is. And with that being said, have a wonderful day, and hopefully I see you in the next video, or actually on the spreadsheet. Goodbye.